Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another career mode series here. Like I said, I wanted to bring you guys a player career mode like I did last year. Not Lee Sung-woo this year. This year we have Carlos Alena, I believe is how you pronounce his name correctly. If I am wrong, let me know down in the comment section below. He is a center attacking mid that plays for Barcelona. Had to put him into the game. Obviously, he does play for the Barca B team. He is 18 years old. Looking at what we are going to be doing this year, you saw our objectives that we do have to hit this year. Not too difficult, seems to be pretty manageable. It's going to be definitely an exciting year of career mode. I'm really going to enjoy playing with Carlos Alena. You guys are going to see I'm much more comfortable in the midfield than I was at striker last year with Lee Sung-woo. Obviously I adapted and we still did really well with Lee Sung-woo, but you're going to see a lot of things come out of this series that I'm really excited about. So first game here is actually against Roma, and it's kind of funny if I'm going to put a highlight in the beginning of this episode, but the connotation of Alena against Roma is he got his first really big goal that put him on the map and actually made him the big star of Barcelona B that he is now. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how things go in this career mode. I'm feeling really confident starting off with a 68 rating. Obviously it's not too crazy, but it's definitely a good starting point and probably pretty close to what he is supposed to be rated, I would say, playing for that Barca B team. So it is really nice that we are given the opportunity here to go ahead and actually come into here and get our first goal against Roma and against anybody for the Barca team, the Barca starting team in this preseason tournament. So right off the bat, just able to move the ball around really well. I will say this year you can definitely tell that I don't want to say that player career mode they made changes. I just think it's in the gameplay in general. But if you play for Barcelona, you play for Barcelona. This is a team where the passing is very important. The one-touch passing, the very continuous passing, just going back and forth, working your way through the field. Whereas a team like Roma here, they focus a little bit more on the counter attack and not so much on passing. So you can feel the difference. That was the big thing with Barcelona whenever I did the Lee Sung-woo career mode. I felt like I was playing for Leicester City almost, where it was too much counter attacking, and Barca really wasn't built that way. So I kind of had a little bit of a struggle trying to figure out how we were going to fit into the team. The other thing that they added into player career mode this year is actually player performance and manager feedback. It shows you your touches, passing percentage, pass completed, key passes, your shots on goal, shots on target, stuff like that. But it also gives you manager feedback on how you've been playing. We have an 8.1 rating, obviously played 45 minutes, we got the 1 goal. So manager just saying that we're passing well, we're shooting well, taking chances, making chances, doing what we need to do. So it's really cool to see that feedback. I haven't had a bad game yet, obviously, as you guys see, so I don't really know what it's going to be looking like for whenever you have negative feedback, but as you could imagine, I'm sure there's some pretty good tips in there as well. So obviously they put that in there because of the journey. It was just easy to go ahead and transfer over to player career mode as well. I will say, like I said, I really do enjoy playing in the midfield, especially in a team like Barcelona. Here we end up giving away a goal, and it's mainly my fault. I'm kind of surprised they didn't actually have a player rating drop whenever this happened. I mean, it wasn't technically my fault because I made the correct pass. It was a completed pass, so really it wasn't that big of a deal that I was the one who ended up causing that. But I was actually trying to pass to somebody else in that situation. Ended up not working out that way for us. So we end up at a 1-1 draw at this point in the 85th minute. Off a kickoff, we're just, again, passing the ball around, just feeling really confident, really comfortable with the team that we're playing with. Just working the ball in any way we can. Ball ends up falling out, and then I grab it right here, headed over to another player. We just end up we get the ball. We're really confident with the ball. So I end up getting the pass out here and just work my way into the box. And I could tell he was going to go in for a dive, so I moved that ball out to the right, and he ended up diving in, giving us a penalty opportunity. And surprisingly, it actually wasn't Messi that was going to take it, or Neymar, or myself, or Roberto for that matter. We had subbed off Suarez at this point and actually put in our youngster striker. The name is escaping me, but number 29 is going to stand up here and actually take the chance and puts it into the back of the net. So We actually managed to take the lead one more time in this game to have a 2-1 lead going into the last 4 minutes or so in this game. So we're definitely feeling confident with getting the points for this tournament. And in our group, we have Roma, Tottenham, and the Saudi Arabian team that is hosting it. So we definitely wanted to pick up points here, and then obviously against Tottenham if we were going to make sure that we made it through in the best case scenario. So you are obviously going to see the group stage matches in this episode, and then we'll move into the knockout stages of the tournament in the next episode and go ahead and start off La Liga as well. I did turn the transfer market off for the first half of the season, because as I do in most career modes, I want to see how it would play out in real life scenarios. So Carlos Alena obviously is still in the squad. He is getting opportunities to play in the preseason. He's getting opportunities probably to play in some of the cup matches as well. And that's kind of how I see myself lining up with this team again in the game. So realistically, we probably won't play in league matches that often. We may get an opportunity here or there. I am playing really well in the preseason matches, so maybe we do actually get the chance to start the season in the team, maybe, depending on kind of who we end up playing, what matches we can end up getting ourselves into. But the team that I've just been able to play around, as you guys see here, I got man of the match, 8.8 rating, 100% shooting, only took the one shot, so that was nice. I'm going to show you the manager feedback one more time at the end of the game. You'll see I had 90 minutes played, 1 goal, 8.8 rating, excellent foresight and finding teammates in open space. You know, he's talking about passing, shooting. Like I said earlier, we had 39 touches, 93% passing, 28 completed passes, and the 1 shot on goal and for a goal. So moving into the next game, we actually are going against Al Hilal. Wanted to make sure that the camera settings were done correctly because they weren't saving for some reason in the last game. Everything seems to be going good. I do play on telly. I know there's some people who play on like co-op whenever they play for career modes or just FIFA in general, so they can see the entire field. I don't really find it that vital, and I do like having the camera at least a little bit more zoomed in on the player. Here we just crossed the ball into the box, just trying to get any way we could. The first half we weren't able to really get anything truly going. We had the ball for the majority and we were passing it around really well, and the ball just seemed to stay with us pretty well, to be honest. At this point I had a 7.9 rating. Again, just a lot of good passing opportunities, so my rating just kept going up. That is another thing in this game, in this year, that I do actually really enjoy. They took from NBA 2K kind of, and they actually give you a reason as to why your rating's going up or down. It doesn't just randomly do it like it did in the past. That was always something frustrating. You never knew why your rating would go down. It just felt like they were just taking it down for the hell of it, more so than actually because you were doing something wrong. Again, we had excellent foresight in finding teammates in open space. You played in some great crosses. That was a big thing that I was focusing on in this game. At this point we had 31 touches in this game, so already focusing on it a little bit more, passing the ball around a little bit more in this one. Here, this is kind of a big thing that you guys are going to see from me when I'm playing in the midfield. I'm not going to try to get involved in every play like I was as a striker. I see Rakitic pushing up, and I see the opportunity that it's either going to be a goal or we're going to end up giving away the ball, so I fall back a little bit, take over that more CDM position, and just try to make sure that if that were to happen, the counterattack wasn't going to hit us too hard. So that's a big thing when you are playing center mid, especially for a team like Barcelona. There's a lot of attacking opportunities and a lot of opportunities to just have the ball taken away from you and too many players pushed up attacking, so you need to make sure that you're actually holding yourself back. Here I get Neymar to pass it to me, end up taking a shot. I was really hoping that was going to count as an assist after it came off of the striker's foot, but ended up not working out that way. I didn't get credit for the assist, which is understandable because it was a shot on target, but it just ended up knocking off of his foot and going into the back of the net. So we'll take the goal any way we can. That's a good goal for Alsace too. So definitely okay with getting the goal and getting the 2-0 lead in the game. So that is how this one, I believe, is going to come to a close. you'll see, like I said, you'll have bad call for pass like you would in NBA, or you need to move the ball more pop up if you end up losing it because you held the ball too long. Those are really the only two that I've seen so far. Like I said, luckily I've been able to play pretty well for Barcelona. It's kind of the same thing that happened to Lee Sung-woo though. As long as I have good players around me, I can totally do this perfectly fine. My worry is that we are going to get into the season, and the games that I am playing, I'll be playing with majority Barca B team, which hopefully they play a little bit better in this game. I do love the cutscenes at the end, and I think I did pretty well for not having game face this year to match this guy's face to Carlos Alena. A little bit of differences here and there because obviously you can't make it perfect. I think he looks a little older than Carlos Alena, and Carlos Alena always has a big grin on his face, as you guys see in that thumbnail and in the outro of this video, but that's just not something you can put in the game, obviously. So here's the manager feedback. A little bit more time, one more time rather. You put in final balls really well. Excellent foresight again. Well done in speeding past defenders. Just making sure that you're doing what your manager wants you to do. Those feedback things come throughout the game. Obviously, I'm only showing you halftime and final, but if you check it throughout the game, there are more feedback things going on if you end up making mistakes. Here in the last game of the episode, we are going up against Tottenham. We wanted to make sure we try to get 9 points out of the group stages and solidify having that #1 spot going into the knockout rounds. Not that it really matters too much in friendlies, but definitely wanted to get it nonetheless. Here, had another good scoring opportunity coming to the end of the first half, but ended up not getting it past the keeper, but Rakitic was in a good position to actually go ahead and grab that goal. So he was just able to clean it up, which is exactly what I wanted him to do. And this is just kind of how Barcelona plays, which is kind of what I was talking about earlier. You want to make sure that somebody's sitting back, which Suarez was back there. Our other defender, I believe Roberto at this time, was sitting back as well. So sometimes it's midfielders that end up getting up front, sometimes it's the attackers, sometimes it's everybody, and then we end up giving away the ball, and you'll see like nobody sitting back, and it puts us in kind of bad positions. But this game against Tottenham was a little bit more odd. In the first 2 games, we held the majority of possession. We were passing the ball around really well. This time we didn't have as many touches, but we were playing really good defense. It was just a really scrappy midfield battle. Tottenham held the majority of the possession, but really couldn't get anything going because we were able to do what we needed to in the midfield to make sure that they weren't getting any amazing opportunities off of us. Here there were only 2 pieces of feedback and 7.4 rating, so I didn't even go into it. Like I said, I knew I didn't have that many touches or anything like that, so it wasn't anything to focus on at this point. So here they had a pretty good opportunity, but nothing ended up really coming of it. We actually end up having an injured player on the field. Matu ends up getting injured and is going to be out, I believe it said, for 4 weeks, so we may actually end up getting him back before the start of the season, which would be nice, but at the end of the day we do have other defenders as well, so it's not that big of a blow if we end up not having him for the start of the season. Here, just ending out the game, I was running out of pace a little bit, running out of stamina, wasn't able to keep up with Neymar running around to the corner, but we didn't really need the goal anyways. But we get a throw-in opportunity here just to try to run out the clock, see if we can just go ahead and finish out this match. I get the pass inward, just try to work it out throughout the box. Keeper ends up getting his hand to it, and Messi wasn't able to clean up the finish on the other end. And that is how this game is going to come to a close. So we end up getting 9 points out of the group stages, scoring 5 goals total and only getting scored on once, I want to say. So pretty good preseason so far. We're actually going to have Liverpool in the start of the next episode. For the remainder of this tournament, we'll have Liverpool and then whoever we end up facing in the final. So if you guys are enjoying this series, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you are happy or kind of irritated about the choice that I made. I know I'm doing Barcelona for the 2nd year in a row, but I really do want to play as Carlos Alena. I think he's a really talented midfielder. Here I'm just going to show you the last training session of the episode. But just let me know. This may not be the only player career mode I do this year, so if you guys have any suggestions, let me know down below. If you have any suggestions about what teams maybe I should be trying to go out on loan for, let me know down below as well. But that is going to be the end of the episode, so until next time, I'll see you guys later.